What's up, y'all? OSG here. You know the deal. This is a dynamic Foxtrot game weekend. Game weekend instead of game day this time. We got a triple header this weekend. Friday night with Dash, Saturday night with Dynamo, and then Sunday night with Dynados. So we got Dash versus Utah, and then both the Houstons versus Austin. All three home games, 2 at Shell Energy Stadium, 1 at Sabre Cat. So hey, y'all follow along. Look down in the timestamps below so you can skip to the press conferences if that's what you prefer to do. Otherwise, follow me around the stadium, giving you updates, and then, get the press conferences afterwards. We'll see what we can get in the mix zone this weekend. Juan will be working it as well. Tailgate tomorrow. If you're you missed out. But anyways, if you listen to the show, hopefully you made it to the tailgate at the Dynamo headquarters for the Dynamo game. So look forward to that. You're going to see this here soon in the video. But otherwise, what's up, H-Town and all around? Come back here shortly and we'll see warm-ups, and we'll talk about the lineups for Houston Dash versus Utah Royals here in a minute. This is Foxtrot Game Weekend. All right, what's up, y'all? We're over here with the Utah Royals during warm-ups. I've got it focused on the keepers right here. Amanda McGlynn is the starter right there in red, and then in the blue behind is Mia Justice, former University of Texas Longhorn goalkeeper. So big shout out right there. I'm excited to see her, even though she's a backup, so I won't get to see her play. But whatevs. It's just cool to see, Longhorns for me, since I'm a horn. Focus over there on the girls practicing. Off in the distance, you can see the Dash practicing. But let's talk a little bit about the Utah lineup. They've scored the same amount of goals as us and given up the same amount of goals. So I don't know where their attack's going to come from, except for Sentnor. Allison Sentnor will be troublesome up top, of course. But we'll see. We'll see how we defend against her. CC Kaiser is getting a start right here. Looks like she'll be playing midfield, probably on the wings. So curious to see if she has a game or if she's just going to be mid and mediocre. But otherwise, man, Utah, nothing scary really to bring up. Nothing at all. It's just kind of Utah Royals. No disrespect. They're a decent team. I think they're underperforming right now is what I'm understanding from their side of the story. But we'll see how they play tonight. We'll see how they did. Gave up a goal. Mia, don't be doing that. You got to go out. You got to go all out. Y'all couldn't see that. It was a little off to the distance. Off to the left right here. But, yeah, you got to follow through. All right. But Utah Royals, what else, man? What else? Curious to see. They're in a 4-4-2, it looks like. On paper, of course. We never know until we see the kickoff to how they're going to line up. But what kind of tactics will they play? Will they play more defensive? Will they compose the box? Will we be able to utilize our wings? I don't know. But, hey, that's the Utah Royals. Let's move over, take a little break, and let's go see the Houston Dash. All right? Come on with me. What's up, Terrence? What's up, Terrence? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Hey, what do you think about today's game? Patterson is back, so, man. What are you expecting today against the Royals of Utah?
I think she's going to score.
You think Avery's going to score?
Yeah.
Are we going to win?
Yes.
What's the score going to win? What's the score? And you gave Avery a goal. If you give me more than one goal, who else is going to score as well?
I would say 2-1.
2-1. Avery gets a goal. Who else gets a goal?
Oliveri.
Oh, okay. Barb off the bench, too. Barb off the bench. Going to score one late.
She did score that last game on the Angel CAC.
Did it look like an accident? Nope. It's a goal. It's a goal.
Oh, good, yeah.
All right, man. Hey, that's Terrence, y'all. Hey, this is Foxtrot Game Week. He's going to have his own vlog up, too, so make sure y'all follow him on YouTube. Hey, real quick, man, give a shout-out to your vlog. Tell them where to go.
All right, go to YouTube, youtube.com. My channel is called Terrence the Terrible, D-A, Terrible, 22.
Because he's terrible at games.
No, that's not what it is.
All right, brother. All right, sitting over here with the Dash warming up, kind of like those warm-up kits. First thing I notice is Rebecca is out there warming up. She is also on the bench, so I like that. I want to see her get some minutes today. That's a good sign. Right now, look, I see Avery over there. No goggles either. That's an even better sign. She is also starting, so good return. Good return back to the lineup. Watching the girls warm up here. You do have Barb Oliveri to the bench, unfortunately, but that's okay. Coming off the bench hot, you know, I like it. Ordonia is also on the bench. You have Messiah Bright and Yasmin Ryan starting up top. Going to be playing off of each other, so I kind of like that starting. Nielsen, Westphal, Graham, and Lynn, it looks like. It's probably going to be Patterson instead of Graham. Playing right there, you have Ryan Gareis starting as well. Sheehan and Colaprico will hold the middle of the field. So I like this lineup. You have some good players on the bench that could come in and hold us down for the end, because I assume we're going to be leading and we're just going to have to defend to win, which I'm good with, man. I'm good with, you know. So what to expect? I think I said 2-0 in Dash Dispatch, 2-0 with a Yaz goal, and then I think a defensive goal off a set piece or a corner kick or just a rebound filling up, just taking a shot. Defense couldn't clear it. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited for this game. I'm optimistic, very optimistic about this game. Looking forward to a dub, buddy. A super Dyna dub, except this one is a Dash dub to start off the weekend. Remember, triple header. So let's see what we can get there. Jane over to the left here, you cannot see in the video, is warming up with Abby Smith. Heather Hens is activated, but she did not make the roster today. Obviously, we're sticking with Jane no matter what anyways, but good to see Heather Hens is finally back. I'm going to have Jessica O'Neill maybe follow through the bottom of the screen here. There, just a second. Yep, there she is right there in the bottom of the screen. That's our president doing a good job right there, doing a good job this season. So, all right, I think that's it. We've got 14 minutes plus going to get dressed, and then we got game time. So we'll see y'all back in a bit. Peace.
Here to present Katie with the New Jersey, please welcome President of Business Operations, Jessica O'Neill, and the GSC President of Soccer, Angela. Fans, put your hands together one more time for Katie Lynn, the regional section tonight, success this season and season together.
What's up, man? Is anybody gonna win tonight?
I mean, it's been stout. I haven't, like, a couple shots for each team, but it's been a defensive battle. The guys have been looking good. A lot of interceptions I've heard. I haven't been able to see a lot of it, but from what I've heard from the announcers. But
you're trying to make money.
I try to watch when I can. If we can get even just a 1-0 scrappy little win, you know, we just need to get out here with 3 points.
I agree with you. We've looked better in the first half. We've had a few chances.
Yeah.
We're not pushing that. Our Yasmin and Messiah are making runs, but we're not seeing them. So if we can just push that where that space they're giving us, I think we can make a difference. But we are a
100%.
second half team if you've been paying attention.
Yes,
so
sir. Yes,
are you
sir.
ready for a 2-0 dub?
We got to get it. Let's get it,
Dash
baby.
up, dash up.
Dash up, baby.
Now,
Let's get it.
Go find you a winner. Make sure y'all pitch in.
Let's go, Dash, baby.
All right, y'all heard it right there. That's some staff working, trying to make somebody some money. But hey, all right. Like we said, we've got a little control here. Trying to establish the game. I think the Dash have established a little bit better the control of the game. Not giving up anything dangerous, but also not being too dangerous themselves. So let's see what we can do. We got to break it open. We've had the opportunity to get into the final third with the space that they're giving us, but it hasn't translated yet. So we'll have to see what we can do here come in the second half. Let's go get a little check-in real quick. They're coming back out for the second half here in a second here. See if any subs are made here to start the half. It doesn't look like there will be any, so that's good news because I think we don't need to change it up right now. We just need to push it forward a little bit faster. Look for those runs that Yaz and Messiah Bright are making. Gary's, hey, make the right choice when you're dribbling. You're getting opportunities. Just take that girl on goal and let's see if you can get us a nice little assist off over there. Let's go still see the DJ real quick. Lights come back on. DJ.
Uses her height.
Olivieri. Right to Sheehan, who shoots! Delanie Sheehan! What a strike! Houston leads!
It's knocked out. Initially when they came in here, it wasn't a great ball in because it was nowhere near a Houston dash play, but that clearance there wasn't the best of clearances. Controlled straight away. Bang! Drop it down into a position in which to hit it. What a great strike from Delanie Sheehan. Absolutely brilliant. Poor clearance from Utah Rolls, and they get punished.
What's up, y'all? Hey, throw those H's up. We just got us a dub, a dash dub, 1-0 from what a banger Sheehan pulled off. Play was broken down, defense kind of cleared it back out to the top of the box, and Sheehan was sitting right there and just hit it upper right-hand corner. Beautiful goal, and we held on for the dub. Our first win this season at home and our first win September of last year. So, love it. It was kind of one of those who's going to make the first mistake kind of things, and neither team actually did make a mistake. Utah just couldn't clear it out far enough, and we put the rebound in. Utah made it close. Jane had to make a couple of saves there to keep us in the game. We had, Deanna Ordonez on breakaways took on the keeper, and the keeper made excellent saves to keep Utah in the game. So a little bit of back and forth, not too much going forward. It was solid game for the Dash, solid game per se. Defense was very solid as always. Midfield did a great job. So held Utah down. Utah didn't get too dangerous. A couple times in the second half they did. Subs didn't really make a difference there too much. It's things to work on, stretching the field and recognizing when your players are wide open. So need the midfield to see that a little sooner sometimes, because we had opportunities to stretch the field and just couldn't do it. And by the time we got it out there, it was just too late, or we lost possession. So looking forward to see if we can evolve off of that, because Ryan Gareis was wide open stretching the field. You gave Messiah Bryce some runs over there, even Yaz with some runs. So sometimes we could see those midfielders, they got to know where their players are and anticipate they can make some of them balls over the top and utilize our speed to stretch that defense and push that defense. Right now, we're not testing them too bad, so I'd like to see them test a lot more, man. But, hey, 1-0 dub. Thank you for sitting with me so far. I think now, from here, Dash Dispatch later on this week. Listen to that episode. We're going to review this game and then preview Racing Louisville coming up next Friday as well. So what a great win. But let me take you into the mix zone where I was able to talk to Ryan Gareis, and then we'll take you into the press conference with Fabrice, Jane Campbell, and the goal scorer, Delanie Sheehan. which I don't know if you saw the interview after the game with Delanie on the field with NWSL Plus Network, and the team came over and just sprayed water, and I think Paige sprayed Gatorade on her too. So I'm pretty sure she needs a shower before she's going home tonight, get that Gatorade off. But what a great dub. Maybe you don't take a shower till you get home and you just enjoy the moment. You scored a brilliant goal, a banger, 1-0 dub, clean sheet for Jane as well. Good win, good something to work off of this week as practice, and come in again and just get another dub next week. So, hey, all right, that's it for me. OSG out. I'm going to take you into the mix zone now. We will start with Ryan Gareis right here. Hey, Ryan, first off, give us your impressions on this game. It's y'all's first win at home since September.
I think we really needed this win at home. It just builds us, it gives us momentum moving forward. I think as a team we deserved it with some of the performances we've had thus far, but we definitely just needed to see that result today.
And then your individual performance on the wing, how did you feel your game went today? And then with the attack, did you feel yourself sometimes try to stretch the field, but the midfielders probably just couldn't see you quick enough and early enough?
Yeah, I think my game, I love to try to stretch the field. I think when it's on, we need to try to go. When it's not, keep being composed and keep the ball. So I think, the more we build connections, it's a newer group, and new relationships and new connections. Again, as we build those, I think we'll learn how each other play, and that will come more seamlessly. But I think, a win is a win. There's definitely a lot of things to build on. But yeah, in terms of the attack, I think there's definitely ways we can be more dangerous.
So with going with Fabrice, with the new style and y'all learning, and you seeing those opportunities on those wings available, is the game plan kind of keep possession and that's why we're not looking forward as fast as much, or is it a free-for-all? Are y'all allowed to evolve freely, or is it focused more on the game plan?
He does a good job of allowing us to play freely. I think we are trying to keep the ball to find those right times, and again, as those connections build, I think those times will come. You just don't want to force it. So I think, yes, we have the opportunities to go. It's just, learning how to exploit those and under his game plan, which does allow us that creativity, but also some structure in terms of defense and our ceiling shape and all of that.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I hope it's going to grow. I hope it's going to evolve. Y'all look really solid.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Gautrat, I'll go ahead and kick things off, and then we'll turn it over to questions. Fabrice, opening remarks following today's victory here over Utah.
Yeah, look, always feels good to get your first win, especially at home, so very positive. I think defensively, when we were very compact, we made it very hard to play through, and I thought we caught them in transition quite a number of times. I do think with the chances we created, even in the first half, I know it didn't show in an XG, but we had a couple moments where you're right inside the box. We decided to pass, it is what it is, but we had 2 or 3 kind of clear-cut one-on-ones that I think we need to do better at. But overall, I think a solid performance, and we'll take the win.
Thank you for that. We'll take questions here in the room. Theo?
Hi, Fabrice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I felt like there was some emotional, sort of good expression of feelings on the bench at full time. And just tell me about that moment, kind of you and your staff, and then the huddle as well.
Huddle meaning, sorry?
You and the play,
at the end?
There was the final whistle moment, you and the bench, some really good stuff with your assistants, and then kind of what you were saying to the players in the huddle. Yeah,
look, I think obviously, I think everyone's been pushing and working so hard, and this crazy game of football, I think sometimes you dominate and you play really well and you don't come away with a result. And then I thought today, I thought we were good. I always think, and what I said at the end is look, it takes a lot of work to get this, this victory, and I thought the performances were good for the most part, but I think we should also leave here not completely satisfied, because I think we can give a lot more. But overall, again, maybe it's one of those first-time jitters. You just got to get it away, and then hopefully we can start moving forward. So,
can you talk to me about the substitution Diana for Danny? I felt like that was a moment of the game. Not only tactically, it gave you a different look, more physical, central presence, but it also showed, from your point of view, 17 minutes left. We're putting on a striker. We're taking off a 6. It felt like you spoke about this actually pre-game. You wanted a mental, tactical change from your team. I felt like you were showing that on the sidelines.
Yeah, that's one for sure. We also, if you look at it too, Danny was also on a card. We dropped Maggie in the 6, who's very good in the 6, and I think it was just more of those all right, let's just Yeah, because she had a card, I felt like our lines were getting stretched. Obviously, we know Maggie's ability to cover ground, so that was also part of it. We also had a really good 9 and D, and she created a phenomenal 1v1 opportunity. So, yeah, part of it was that. Part of it was, okay, well, what do we need right now? And I felt we needed to kind of secure that space. We decided to go with Danny. It could have been Sheehan too, but I think, yeah, overall, yeah, good decision.
I'll pass it over to others. This is slightly off topic, but I did want to ask you, because I felt like I noticed you and Jimmy have an interaction before the game, maybe about your outfits. Can you tell me if you and Jimmy spoke about your outfits, because they are quite similar?
Yeah, he's like, nice outfit, and I was like, yeah, I just kept it traditional today. Like, I just kept it low key. I mean, I'm always all black anyway, so yeah, we laughed about it. So yeah, love that. For sure. Congratulations on the win. Thank you, Theo. Appreciate it.
Manny, go ahead.
Hey, congrats on the win, Fabrice. I think I just want to mention about just how the game went. I think the Royals were controlling almost like more than 56% of the ball, but yet the midfield and your tactics adapted to the game. Was there any secret how the defense interacted with that position, but get most of the chances on the ball?
Yeah, so I thought defensively we sat a little bit lower, but we also picked them off in some really good moments. If I look back at our build, I don't think we played out enough. I think we went a little too direct, and one of our philosophies is we give a framework, but we also give freedom to the players, and sometimes it's hard for them to hear us. But so I think we could have been better at that, which would have maybe changed the possession numbers. But at the end of the day, I thought defensively we were pretty sound, and yeah, they had more of the ball, but were they getting behind our back line? Obviously, that spell in the beginning of the second half, like you could tell there was a little bit of momentum, but then I think as we switched things and put players on, the game definitely changed in our favor. So.
And I think this is a good thing to highlight. I think just the first win at home in the season. I think, as mentioned, talked to the players beforehand, I think it was very important to get that win. I think it comes in spells that a win at home, even though the players like to play here, want to get fans here. How important is that to get that first win just off the hook and maybe into the next game, which is next week at home, just to play with more calm and for more positivity?
Yeah, I think psychologically it's a big thing. You know what I mean? Just getting that under your belt, knowing it's possible, knowing that all the work you're putting in is you're seeing kind of the fruits of your labor. So, yeah, I'm. The hope and the expectation is, okay, we got it under us, now let's move forward in the right direction. So yeah, no, I think it's huge for sure.
Anything else before we wrap up? Nope. All right. Thank you very much, Fabrice.
Thank you guys, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, everyone, we're joined here by Houston Dash goalkeeper and captain Jane Campbell. I'll start with just opening remarks, and then we'll throw it to everybody here in the room. If we have anybody on Zoom, we'll take care of that as well. Jane, we'll start with opening remarks following today's match here against Utah Royals.
Yeah, big win here. First win at home this year. So that's obviously great. I think it took a little longer than we thought, but that's okay. And happy to get the first win and a really, really good result against a pretty crafty team. So really happy with the group and happy for Coach Fabrice and his staff as well.
Thank you for that. We'll start with questions here in the room. Theo?
Hey Jane, congratulations. Good performance tonight. I felt like, you mentioned it a little bit there about the win, sort of maybe a little bit for Fabrice and the team. There was some really nice scenes, I felt like, at full time on the bench and on the pitch. What were the words in the circle and the words you were sharing with each other after the win?
Yeah, I think it's just a good win. I think, it's been, I don't want to say like a rocky road, but we're definitely rebuilding this year and we're learning new things and trying to fit the puzzle pieces together, and we're definitely not anywhere close to, fitting this puzzle together and completing it. But it's definitely a good step in the right direction. And I think just it's hard. This league's hard, and winning a game 1-0 is also very hard in this league. And so I think for us, we just wanted to come in and try and make some sort of statement. Grab 3 points when we can, and really just get ourselves some confidence going into the next few games. So I think for the message at the end of the game, it was, I think it's quite clear watching the game, it definitely wasn't the prettiest game by any means, but we'll take the 3 points and kind of take that confidence into the next week.
It felt like there were some really positive chunks, but it was sort of a game of chunks. First half quite even. Beginning of the second half, Utah had probably their best spell, but then last 20 minutes, probably the best spell of the game for the Dash. take me into that, what you're thinking, what you're managing in those moments, because it felt like a big game, a big lesson for managing like 10-minute spells, right?
Yeah, I think the first half, coming into halftime, I think we were all we thought about it as like a ping pong game. It was just 3 passes here, 2 passes here, 4 passes, and I don't know if there was much rhythm from either team. It was just kind of like a stalemate, and second half we kind of knew that Utah would probably come out, and Fabrice didn't really have many coaching points. He was just like, this is it. There's 45 minutes left, and it's just up to us. And so I think you definitely saw the waves of momentum in the second half. And I think, I hope and I think that the team as a collective, everyone, from top down, really felt as though like we needed the 3 points. And I think that's really when the momentum kind of turned for us. I think Utah came out really well in the first chunk of the second half. And I think we just kind of had to weather that storm, and then we were ready to go.
Last one for me, and I'll hand it to Manny. The turning point for me, and I'd be interested to hear about the mental side of this, is when Fabrice took off Dani and brought on Diana, and that felt just like a bit of a statement, right? You take off your 6, you put on a big centre forward. It felt like, here we go, at home, we're going for it. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I mean, I think our bench is quite deep. I think any 11 can start, and anyone can come on, and I think that's something really special about this group. And we all know Dee has an amazing presence here, and I know she's been itching to, get back in on the field and make an impact. So Dani's obviously a great player, and I think just like you said, putting on a 9 for a 6 is, probably not the most normal sub, but I think, like you said, it kind of sends a message to the team like, hey, this is now the game plan, and let's go get it.
We'll go right here. Yep.
Jane, congratulations to you on the dash. I'm Caesar with Viva Houston. So my question is, in terms of tonight's win, do you see that maybe as it could possibly be a turning point in the season for you guys, where you guys start getting more positive results? Is this, in terms of spirit-wise, is this a positive thing? You guys can build up on this?
I definitely think it's a positive spirit thing for sure. I think it'll give us confidence going into the next week, knowing we've got 3 points. I think a turning point, I think it's a bit early to say that, to be honest. I think we're only, 6 games in, and theirs is a long season, and we definitely don't want to be peaking next week, We still have a long way to go, and I mean that in a good way. There's so much more that we can build on and learn, and, knock on wood, not everyone gets injured, but there will be injuries. People will come in and out, and I think just gelling with the group more and more, and if we change formations, learning the new formation and what that'll do to an opponent. So I don't want to say it's a turning point now, but I definitely think it's a week where we've gained some confidence, and I think just spirits are a bit higher now. I think the first few games were quite frustrating, not getting results, and that's hard when you go on a spell of, not getting 3 points. So we'll definitely take the win tonight and hopefully roll it into next weekend and try and get 3 next weekend.
Manny, go ahead.
Congrats on the win, Jane. I think most of all, the one that takes the headlights is Delanie Sheehan, but of course, the defense and yourself, the second clean sheet of the season. I feel like each game, it's defensively you're more sound, more cohesive. How is that going in each game, knowing that the defense are putting a shift, especially today against the Royals?
Yeah, I think, for us, I think we view it as all 11 players defending. And I know, obviously, the back 5 tonight had a lot of work. But, Utah's got a few players up front that are quite dangerous. And they've scored some ridiculous goals. So we knew that they were going to figure out a way to get something on frame. So I think we all knew that, as a collective, we all were going to have to work pretty hard to kind of shut them down. And, it's going to take all 11 of us to keep a clean sheet, not just the people in the back and myself. But super proud of the group as always. But every game we're just trying to get better, and every week we review the film knowing that it's not what we want it to be. So every week keep chipping away at it and hope to keep getting better. And everyone loves a clean sheet. I'll take that any day.
And last one, I think you were mentioning about just the spells of time that you have of not winning, especially at home. It feels like it's always hard to get a win at home. Does that help to the team to get a bit more positive, especially next week? That's another home game, to just play with the same mentality, make positivity, and to get another win at home?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we all love playing here. No one likes travel, and, we have the best stadium in the league, we say. So we love playing here, so there's no reason why we can't have the momentum going into next weekend at home again. People are already saying it's wicked hot here, and to us it's still a spring, winter day, you know. So we have all the advantage here, and we love playing here, and we got to figure out a way to make this place a place where we always win and bring in more fans and people want to come see us, because no one wants to come, you know, see us when we're not doing well. So we got to do well, and that's pressure on us, and we just know we have to perform. So hopefully it kicks us up the butt and, you know, tells us that we got to do better always at home, but especially for our fans here in Houston, they deserve something special.
Okay, I think we'll wrap up with that one. Jane, thank you very much.
Thanks, Joel.
Alrighty, we're joined here by Houston Dash midfielder Delanie Sheehan. I'll go ahead and kick things off, and then we'll throw it to questions here and anybody else that we may have on Zoom. Delanie, we'll start with opening remarks following today's game here against Utah.
I think the most thing that stands out is that it was really good to get our first home win. And after a couple tough games, getting 3 points was really important for us.
Thank you for that. We'll take questions. We'll start here, then work our way to Theo.
Hi, how's it going? First off, wanted to congratulate you on the win, and wanted to ask you, well, first off, you had an amazing goal. Can you walk us through a little bit of how you lived it on the field?
Yeah. First half, I had an opportunity that I didn't capitalize on. The ball came out, and so I was like, if the ball comes out in the second half, I'm shooting it no matter what. And so that's all I was thinking. So just shot it. Yeah, thank you.
Theo, go ahead.
Following up on that, did you get a video of that chance? Because I know the exact chance you're talking about. It comes to you, and there's a moment that sort of the defenders split, and then
right.
you wait, and they just got too close. Did you see a video of that half-time or anything?
No, I just knew immediately.
Felt it.
As soon as I passed the ball, I was like, oh my God. I had the whole goal open. So, yeah. It was replaying in my head. The video was in my head.
Love that. You don't need the iPad. It's up there.
Exactly.
I felt like even when obviously you scored the goal, amazing goal, congratulations.
Thank you.
But there was some really nice play before that, especially you had a switch to Maggie in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were taking touches to buy space in tight spaces as well. How much was this a confidence game for you even before the goal? It felt like maybe having Avery back as a support option on that side, maybe having Maggie as more of a wide option. It felt like you were just in your element even before the goal.
Yeah, I think especially after last week's game with Kansas City, we saw how good we can be defensively, how tight we are when we just kind of shift our mentality. So I knew that all of us would work that hard again. So if I lost the ball or I made mistakes, everyone to my right, left, in front of me was going to work hard. So I think that really helps with everybody in terms of confidence.
Last question for me. Utah sort of liked to have the ball, but I felt like what you as a collective you did really well tonight was you kept them mostly with the ball in a good part of the pitch for you. Talk me through the tactics behind that, kind of what you were feeling during the game and maybe what you were prepared for with Fabrice.
Yeah, I mean, all week we knew how they like to play, what they want to do. They especially want to use their goalkeeper in possession and play higher up, and she's really good with her feet, but at the same time they cough up the ball a lot. So we just tried to execute our press, and I think it paid off. We had a lot of opportunities off that.
Thanks, Delanie.
Of course, thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So tonight we saw a lot of attacking chances from you guys, a lot of very good chances actually, a couple of shots that were blocked by the keeper.
Yeah.
Do you think those plays come from a place of you guys already starting to play together, the new players that came in? We heard earlier being mentioned that you guys are starting to find your rhythm. Do you feel like that's the case?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think, we've had a couple of unfortunate results, but if you look at all the games, I think our progress has been immense, and maybe that last piece of both boxes, defending and attacking, is what's to come, and I think we're right there. So yeah, we left some goals off the sheet today, but I'm confident that moving forward we'll get those ones.
Thank you.
Yep.
Manny?
Just a quick question from me. I think this game highlights you as a player. The goal, the tempo. On top of that is your 50th start in the NWSL.
Oh.
Well,
you let me know that. Thank you.
The team let you know that. But how do you feel like on top of that, all in one game? How do you feel that to share that moment with the whole team, to not only just for that of your individual performance, but also a win at home?
Yeah, I think not just the team, but with the fans and everybody that come out. I mean, I see those faces, and I've seen them. I recognize them already from just the last game at home. So it was just a really special moment for me with the fans, with the team. I mean, I think we deserve a win, and doing it at home was even better. Thank you.
We'll close with that one. Delanie, thank you very much.